everyone. Welcome back to the weekly video Dvar Torah. This is Kleinman, and I will be speaking on Parshat Bechukotai. In this week's Parsha, we're introduced to a very interesting mitzvah, the mitzvah of Tumura. It is a prohibition for a person who sets aside an animal to be brought as a karban to try to remove that kedusha from his karban and place it on a different sacrifice. The result of trying to remove the kedusha from a karban you've already set aside and putting it onto a separate karban not only makes it that the second karban is a karban, you'd have to bring the second one, but the first one remains kedusha. The kedusha does not remove itself from one animal onto the other. They now both become kadosh. The reason for this mitzvah, the Sefer HaChinuch in mitzvah Shinun Beis, says that this is another example of the Torah trying to prove to us the fact that kedusha is something real. It's something which is tangible, something that has ramifications. Just like when it comes to many other things in kedusha, a zar that does avoda can be chayav misa. People have to realize that kedusha is not some esoteric concept, but it's something which is very real and has real ramifications. The Rambam has a little bit of a different approach. The Rambam says the whole purpose for this mitzvah, that a person is not allowed to remove the kedusha from one karban to the next, is that often when a person makes a donation, he may have some regrets about it. And because of that, people will often say, you know what, I promised to give this, but you know what, maybe I should give this animal instead. This animal is less desirable, and people often will try to renege on their commitments, and as a result of that, the Torah says that not only can you not perform a temura to a better animal, to an inferior animal, but even to a better animal. It's very important for people to be committed to their decisions and to stick with them. As a result of that, the Torah specifically says that not only is your action accomplished, that you can that they're both karbanos, but the original karban remains in kedusha, and the original karban remains intact as well. This concept is very important that the Rambam brings down. The idea of not just reneging, but the idea of having conviction on what we do. We should realize that when we commit to something, we're better off making commitments and making mistakes than to never try at all and to constantly waver in indecision. Part of success in life is really making decisions, and those decisions don't always end up well. But it's important for the Torah to inculcate us with this idea that when we make a decision, we got to stick with it. To bring the point around, the Torah says that not only is it prohibited to perform tumura, to try to remove the kedusha from one karban to the next, but it's a mitzvah in the event that you've done this to actually bring the second animal as a karban. Now you would say, well, it's just a result of doing something wrong. But no, the Torah actually gives you a mitzvah. The Torah is trying to tell you that yes, sometimes we do make mistakes, but it's better off to make mistakes and stick by them than to never try and fail altogether. Sometimes making the mistake turns out to be a tremendous opportunity for growth, a tremendous opportunity for improvement. This could very well be why right after this, the Torah ends, the entire Sefer Vayikra ends with Elah HaMitzvos, Asher Tziva Hashem B'Har Sinai. Now, it can just be referring to the myriad of different mitzvos that are contained within the Sefer Vayikra, but it could also be that this last mitzvah has a very important message. The idea to you that you are better off trying and have failed than to never have tried at all is a very important message for all of us, and something that we should really take to heart whenever we are presented with a challenge. Don't just skirt the opportunity, make the decision, stick with it, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give us siyata d'shmaya to see it through and have success in the long run. Have a wonderful Shabbos. Looking forward to seeing you at Night Seder, Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 9:45 at Yilk. Have a wonderful Shabbos.
I want to take a moment to invite you to our special Night Seder program. Our Aaron and Leah Night Seder program has been endowed to our shul, bringing in outstanding young Talmidei Chachamim to our shul every Monday to Thursday from 8:30 to 9:45 every night of the week, in order to give you the opportunity not just to listen to shirim, but to do your own learning. That means to say you choose, even if it be half an hour a week, you say, I would really like to learn X. I would really like to learn more about Y. and I want to come in, you can find a chevrusa. You'll be assigned your own chevrusa to work through it at your pace, at your level. That's what Night Seder is about. We're shifting from receiving shiurim of Torah to learning Torah ourselves. Please join us for our Aaron and Leah Night Seder program. Looking forward to seeing you there shortly.